Welcome back to the next installment of my guide through the Baldur's Gate Early Access classes. Today's topic of the wizard will leave you dazzled. Wait, I left that line in? Jesus Christ. As not all subclasses will be available at the start of Early Access, I will be discussing the two we should see at the start, evocation and abjuration. As we can only level as high as 4 in Early Access, that is all I'll be discussing at this time. Naturally, if you don't absolutely despise what you see here, please feel free to subscribe and leave a like. As a reminder, I will be allowing chat to determine the outcome of my adventure using the Twitch add-on, so don't forget to follow me over there so when this game releases, you guys can screw me over. All links below, of course. And also, let me know if you want further guides as we gain access to higher levels as we progress through Early Access. So what can I really say about wizards that we don't already know? Let's see here. Number one, okay, so they have stupid names. We got Dumbledore and Gandalf. Yeah, that's pretty stupid, but we know that. Number two, they all wear dresses but refuse to call them as such. Ah, the robe. Yes, yes, yes. But we already know that. And number three, their hats are huge. Again, that's hats, guys, hats. But I think that's everything. All right, good video, everybody. Bye-bye. Wait. There's more. Let's at least get some more details about them from the player's handbook. 'Tis I, the Leggymancer! Crap. I didn't know he was going to show up. Nobody expects the Leggymancer! My chief weapon is surprise! Surprise and fear! Hey, that's not your bit. If you're here to tell us about the wizard, then do so and go. You don't tell me what to do, you twit! The wizard! Clad in the silver robes that denote her station, an elf closes her eyes to shut out the distractions of the battlefield and begins her quiet chant. Fingers weaving in front of her, she compels her spells and launches a tiny bead of fire toward the enemy ranks, where it erupts into a conflagration that engulfs the soldiers. Checking and rechecking his work, a human scribes an intricate magic circle in chalk on the bare stone floor, then sprinkles powdered iron along every line and graceful curve. When the circle is complete, he drones a long incantation. A hole opens in space inside the circle, bringing a whip of brimstone from the otherworldly plane beyond. Crouching on the floor in a dungeon intersection, a gnome tosses a handful of small bones inscribed with mystical symbols, muttering a few words of power over them. Closing his eyes to see the visions more clearly, he nods slowly, then opens his eyes and points down the passage to his left. Wizards are supreme magic users, defined and united as a class by the spells they cast. Drawing on the subtle weave of magic that permeates the cosmos, wizards cast spells of explosive fire, arcing lightning, subtle deception, and brute force mind control. Their magic conjures monsters from other planes of existence, glimpses the future, and turns slain foes into zombies. Their mightiest spells change one substance into another, call meteors down from the sky, or open portals to other worlds. Scholars of the arcane. Wild and enigmatic, varied in form and function, the power of magic draws students who seek to master its mysteries. Some aspire to become like the gods, shaping reality itself. Though the casting of a typical spell requires merely the utterance of a few strange words, fleeting gestures, and sometimes a pinch or clump of exotic materials, these surface components barely hint at the expertise attained after years of apprenticeship and countless hours of study. Wizards live and die by their spells. Everything else is secondary. They learn new spells as they experiment and grow in experience. They can also learn from other wizards, from ancient tomes or inscriptions, and from ancient creatures such as the Fae that are steeped in magic. The lure of knowledge. Wizards' lives are seldom mundane. The closest a wizard is likely to come to an ordinary life is working as a sage or lecturer in a library or university, teaching others the secrets of the multiverse. Other wizards sell their services as diviners, serve in military forces, or pursue lives of crime or domination. But the lure of knowledge and power calls even the most unadventurous wizards out of the safety of their libraries and laboratories, and into crumbling ruins and lost cities. Most wizards believe their counterparts in ancient civilizations knew secrets of the magics that have been lost to the ages, and discovering those secrets could unlock a path to a power greater than any magic available in the present age.
Well, that was compelling. So per the norm, let's walk through what we should expect from character creation in Baldur's Gate 3. First things first, our primary ability score should be intelligence, as it will determine how many spells we can memorize each day, as well as add benefits to some of those spells. The highest secondary stat should either be Constitution for your health, or Dexterity for some weapon attacks, and it gives a benefit to armor. It depends on how you want to play, though. Wizards typically have the least amount of health, only having a d6 as their hit die, but of course at first level they'll provide the max of 6 plus your Constitution modifier. It's just every consecutive level after that will probably be a just roll of the hit die plus your Con modifier. So it depends if you want a high Constitution to provide every level with more health, or a higher defense with Dexterity so that you can block more shots, hopefully. Either way, it's more or less health. As they can only really wear dresses, robes. Wizards don't start with any armor proficiency, so having a high secondary stat of Dex may be good to get that armor modifier in there. This will also help some of your weapons as well, because they're proficient in daggers and darts, which are finesse, but unfortunately won't help the rest of them, which are slings, quarterstaves, and light crossbows. Also, wizards aren't that good with their hands, as they aren't proficient with any tools, which kind of feels weird to me. Being hyper-intelligent. They are, however, proficient in intelligence and wisdom saving throws. I don't know if that helps you, but as for their skill proficiencies, well, you can pick 2 from the list of Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. Not to beat a dead horse, but I must assume no one has watched the previous videos where I explain certain things, so sometimes I have to re-explain concepts. Being proficient in a skill means you gain an additional bonus to these rolls. From levels 1 through 4, you gain an additional +2 to any roll with anything you're proficient in, and this goes up with your levels. A wizard doesn't carry much with them at the start of their adventure, and that's proven by their starting equipment choices. First, you can pick from either a quarterstaff or a dagger. Next, a component pouch or an arcane focus. And the last option is between either a scholar's pack or an explorer's pack. I don't know how much of this beyond the weapons will be included in the game, however. Oh wait, you get your spellbook too! A wizard never leaves home without that, right? One would hope. And speaking of your spellbook, let's work out how this functions. So at level 1, your book will contain 6 first level spells from the wizard list, of course, not including the 3 cantrips you pick. With every level gained, you can pick 2 new spells from the spell levels available to you at the time. So if you're a level 3, you'll gain access to 2nd level spell slots. That level, you can pick 2 2nd level spells, 1 level 1 and 1 level 2 spell, or 2 level 1s again. It's up to you. So you can mix and match that as you level up which spell slots and which level of spell you would like to add to your spellbook for free. Your spellbook will contain more spells than you can memorize at the start of your day, though. And this is figured out by adding your intelligence modifier with your wizard spell level. So let's role play here a little bit. Say you have just hit level 3 and your intelligence is 17. With your intelligence modifier being a 3, and then adding this to your wizard spell level of 3, you can memorize 6 of the spells in your spellbook to bring with you. At level 3, your spellbook will contain 10 total spells. You can change what you memorize anytime you take a long rest, so consider what you might be coming across with that day's adventure. The final benefit of being a level 1 wizard is that you gain arcane recovery ability. This allows you to regain some of your spell slots on a short rest, but only once per day. How have I not known about this for so many years? I'm very, very angry. I've had a couple of wizards, and somehow I have completely missed that mechanic. At level 2, the wizard will find themselves with a decision to make. They may focus their spells in one of 8 schools of magic. As previously stated in early access, the only 2 options should be evocation and abjuration. So let's go through those. You know what, Laggymancer, would you like to read the abjuration bit?
Yes, I would! So get out of here, you scum! The School of Abjuration. The School of Abjuration emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. Detractors of this school say that its tradition is about denial, negation, rather than positive assertion. You understand, however, that ending harmful effects, protecting the weak, and banishing evil influences is anything but a philosophical void. It is a proud and respected vocation. Called abjurers, members of the school are sought when baleful spirits require exorcism, when important locations must be guarded against magical spying, and when portals to other planes of existence must be closed.
As I'm sure you can tell, this school of magic is far more of a defensive discipline. Picking the Abjuration School of Magic at level 2 allows the wizard, when copying an abjuration-specific spell into their spellbook, to spend half the amount of gold and time on them as they otherwise would. Now this accounts for spells that aren't gained through leveling. Leveling spells, you just gain those 2 for free. Not sure how this will carry over into the game naturally, but I have to be thorough, damn it. Lastly, level 2 will also provide the wizard with the ability Arcane Ward. I know what you're thinking. You think you'll be able to summon some sort of arcane servant to wash your bits. No, wrong ward. I'll display the spell, but in an attempt to sum it up, I'll say this. When you cast an abjuration spell of 1st level or higher, so no cantrips, you create a magical shield around yourself. This is the ward. Its max hit points will be equal to twice your wizard's level plus your intelligence modifier. Once an abjuration spell is cast, it fuels the shield with hit points equal to twice the spell level it was cast at. After the shield is brought to 0, the ward remains on you, and it can be refilled by casting more abjuration spells. At this stage of early access, this is all the difference there really will be between the 2 schools, is this 2nd level ability. At level 3, both will gain 1 1st level spell slot and 2 2nd level spell slots, so you gain more powerful spells if you choose. At this point, if you've watched previous videos, you'll also know what to expect from level 4, so I'll sum it up once again. Any level 4 wizard will be able to choose if they'd like to increase 1 ability score by 2 or 2 ability scores by 1. Also, they should be including the 3rd option of obtaining a feat instead of doing those 2. I always recommend this as it'll always be more powerful than just a simple ability score increase, because sometimes they actually include ability score increases. I would like to not say ability score increases this often in my life. So but that's everything about the Abjuration School of Magic. So let's learn a little bit more about the Evocation School. And I believe the Laggymancer is here still. God damn it.
I am. Step aside, turd. Now this is more up my alley. The School of Evocation. You focus your study on magic that creates powerful elements such as bitter cold, searing flame, rolling thunder, crackling lightning, and burning acid. Some evokers find employment in military forces, serving as artillery to blast enemy armies from afar. Others use their spectacular power to protect the weak, while some seek their own gain as bandits, adventurers, or aspiring tyrants. Those are my kind of people.
As opposed to the defense Abjuration provides, evocation spells are geared to destroy your foes. Just like before, at level 2, an evoker will spend half the amount of gold and time writing new evocation spells into their spellbook that don't come from leveling up. And for today's last ability, at level 2, the evoker will gain sculpt spells. With this ability, when you cast an evocation spell that affects other creatures, i.e. potentially your party, you can choose as many of them equal to 1 plus the spell's level and force them to succeed the saving throw without having them suffer any negative effects from the save. For instance, taking half damage. Let's do some more roleplay. Now, I like fire. It's pretty common knowledge at this point, so casting Fireball is something I enjoy doing. It does, however, have a huge AoE and does tons of damage. With Sculpt Spell, I can choose 1 plus the spell level of 3, so a total of 4 of my allies to succeed on their saving throw, effectively protecting them from any of the fireball effects. Even if they had saved without me doing this, they would have taken half damage. Not anymore. And there doesn't seem to be a daily limit to using this. This is very, very strong. So I think you know what kind of wizard I'm going to be picking. But that is everything, guys. As far as the early access wizard, this is everything we should have available to us. Of course, if things change, I will be making a new video, but according to some moderately reputable websites, these are the 2 schools of magic that should be there. If you like what you've seen here, please subscribe, leave a like, follow me on Twitch and Twitter, as well as my Discord, because my Twitch and Twitter are used, or my Twitch and Discord are used for mostly letting you guys know when I'm live, because sometimes my schedule doesn't perfectly line up. That being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!
Wild and enigmatic, wild and oh boy, that sucks. Wild and wild and